This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Thursday, March 12th. An abundance of sunshine, but a bit cooler today with a high of 66. It is the start of a string of sunny days that may only be interrupted by a weekend shower. Clear skies tonight with a low of 47. Here are today's headlines. Two strikingly different portraits emerged during closing arguments Wednesday in the closely watched trial of 9 people accused of orchestrating an attack on the Immigration Detention Center in Alvarado. Attorneys for the U.S. government argued the defendants are members of a radical cell of the left-wing movement known as Antifa. The defendants, they said, concocted a violent plan to free detainees in the U.S. Customs and Enforcement Detention Center. Defense attorneys, however, portrayed the defendants as protesters staging a noise demonstration with fireworks to deliver a message of hope to those held at the detention center. They did not anticipate violence. The arguments capped the 2-week trial stemming from the July 4th protest last year in which an Alvarado police officer was shot and wounded. All 9 defendants have pleaded not guilty to charges related to terrorism, rioting, using explosives, and attempted murder of an officer. Assistant U.S. Attorney Sean Smith said the group followed Antifa tactics laid out in a playbook, including communicating through the encrypted Signal messaging app and wearing all black. The case has grabbed national attention as the Trump administration frames the trial as its first attempt to prosecute Antifa. Defense attorneys accused the administration of targeting freedom of speech and punishing dissent. Jury deliberations begin today. In other news, customers of a Dallas-based single-family home landlord could get a piece of a $47.2 million settlement the Federal Trade Commission announced on Wednesday. Invitation Homes, the largest single-family home leasing and management company in the U.S., was sued by the FTC in September of 2024. The FTC's complaint was resolved when the company agreed to turn over about $48 million to compensate customers in 2024. In the lawsuit, the FTC alleged that Invitation Homes committed unlawful actions against customers, including deceiving applicants about lease costs, charging renters undisclosed fees, failing to inspect homes before residents moved in, and withholding tenants' security deposits when they moved out. The FTC also alleged renters couldn't opt out of paying undisclosed fees, and the company imposed unfair charges when renters moved out for normal wear and tear. In addition to the payments, the landlord is required to disclose its leasing prices and establish procedures to fairly handle security deposits. Next up, a development in southern Dallas is a finalist for a competition hosted by Elon Musk's The Boring Company. Hoque Global's University Hills project is among 16 other finalists for the drilling company's plan to construct a mile-long tunnel. The project would reportedly come at no cost to the city. The Boring Company constructs tunnels to transform city trafficways and has passages in Las Vegas that transport thousands of passengers per hour. The 16 finalists were selected from a pool of 487 submissions. The Boring Company had invited individuals, companies, and governments to submit proposals following the announcement of its Tunnel Vision Challenge in January. If selected, the tunnel would be located at the University Hills development and connect to the University of North Texas Dallas DART station. And Representative Marc Veasey is urging Major League Baseball and the Texas Rangers to remove a recently installed statue at the team's ballpark that he says honors a law enforcement officer linked to segregation-era resistance to school integration. In a letter sent to MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred and Rangers representatives, the Fort Worth Democrat raised concerns about reports that the statue commemorates a Texas Ranger connected to efforts to block the integration of Mansfield High School in 1956 after the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling in Brown v. Board of Education. Veasey said honoring a figure associated with resistance to school desegregation conflicts with the inclusive ideals baseball has long promoted. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.